So we have set up our meeting for the session and we are ready to begin. So we are going to just click on the session. There's a Hangouts Google Meet link that will appear, and that's all we need. So the parent can do the same. If they have Google Calendar, they can access it the same way, or just straight from their email. If they save their email, that link is always there. So that's all they need to join. So we are going to click on Join Hangouts Meet, and we'll see the preview page. So this is what it looks like. You'll see a preview of what your webcam view is. Now we haven't started the session yet. And so in order to do that, we're going to click Join Now. And it looks like my student is already there. So let me show you around what this page looks like a little bit. The first thing I want to point out is that Google Meet as a platform will open up in a browser window or tab. So I have several tabs open within my Chrome browser currently, and the Google Meet is active within a tab. Just important to note, because as I navigate away from this page and I'm opening up different windows, in order to find my way back to the open session, I can find it here. And another quick trick that you could do to kind of help keep tabs of it is if you take your mouse and sort of drag it away from the active browser window, you can create its own unique window, and from there you can resize, and it's separated from the other tabs. And in that way, if you look down below, it's easier to find quickly, if that helps you. So I am going to make this bigger again. And so let's take you around the different functionalities. In the upper right-hand corner, I can click on this participant icon and see thumbnail views of participants. Right now it's just me and the student, so I could toggle between webcams. And then in the lower left-hand corner, you'll notice, really before I get started, if I navigate away from the page, that taskbar disappears. So all I have to do is hover or click on the student's webcam and it pops right back up. So lower left-hand corner, we can view the meeting details. If we get disconnected from the parent, I can quick and easy copy and paste the link information. I can quickly reference any attachments that I had originally included in the invite. So that's helpful. In the center of the screen, we'll see both audio and microphone functions where we can turn on and off our audio and microphone. This is end call, which we don't want to do just yet. So let's go all the way to the right lower hand side. We have menu options here. And if I click settings, I can actually adjust the audio and video output and input here. So we might have done that in the computer itself, but you may need to check your settings within the platform. And if you're using a headset, this will likely be one and the same, microphone and speaker, but it's a good place to just double check if you've got the right devices, and you can test your devices there as well. And then other options that we have in this menu, we can change the layout. We can switch camera, which I just showed you how to do. And what we'll do next is share a screen. So likely, right now we're video to video with the student, but likely you'll want to have interactive, engaging activities in your therapy session. So in that case, you may need to share your screen. And so we'll do that by clicking Present Now. And I have two options. I can click Entire Screen or just a specific window to share. And I'm going to show you both so you see what they look like. I'm going to do entire screen to start. Now I have two monitors, so I have to select one or the other and click share. And so I am now presenting. I know that by the icon down below. And if I change my layout, I can even see that more clearly that I'm presenting. So in this case, I am presenting my entire screen, which could be many things. I might be pulling up different websites. I might be pulling up different applications to go through. And so for that reason, it's nice and easy to kind of toggle in between applications during your session, but it can be difficult to see both the student and your shared screen at the same time. So what I would recommend if you do use a full screen view is to have a second monitor so that you can see the side by side of the student and your shared activity together. And the other thing to be mindful of is just knowing that you're sharing your full screen. You've got to be careful of what private or confidential information might be in the background. And you want to remove any pop-up notifications. So there's a bit of a risk when you share your full screen, so it's just something to keep in mind. So I'm going to stop presenting so I can show you the other format. So we're back to video, and now let's just share a specific window. When I click this option, Google will show me all my different windows I've got up and available to share. I want to share this one, so I highlight and click share. So again, it tells me I'm presenting, but in this way, because I'm only sharing a window, which is this window here, I can very easily see both student and activity at the same time. So we can interact, have an activity. I can see the student all at once. And now I've done that by having my Google Meet window open, and I kind of have to fiddle a little bit with the other windows and overlay it on top of this Google Meet window, if that makes sense. So it kind of takes a little bit of play and a little bit of fiddling, but once you do it once or twice, it becomes very natural, very easy to do so. So that way you can kind of you can achieve that side-by-side view. The other thing to keep in mind with when you're sharing just a window is that if you want to toggle to now another window, you've got to stop presenting and then start another window. And let's say I want to bring up, maybe it's this document, for example. So every time I switch applications or windows, I'm going to have to stop and start again. Let's say I want to bring up this interactive. So I'll select this window. And it's already adjusted so I can kind of see both the window and student. I can adjust the size if the student needs it to be larger for them to see. And remember, in the Google Meet platform, if you don't already know this, you maintain control of the mouse and keyboard at all times. There's not an option to share with the student. So if you're looking for interactive activities, you're going to have to ask the student to answer the question, and then you'll type the answer. Or you'll have to ask the student to guide you where to click on a particular activity, and then you'll click. So it can still be very interactive, but you will maintain control of those functions. What else? Let's see. I think that might be it. I just think more than anything, just to keep in mind, there's a lot of video conferencing platforms out there, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. And I think Google Meet is a fantastic platform. It's really easy to use. It's intuitive. It provides great stability, really great quality. And so it's the nuances in between that we kind of just have to figure out together, like maneuvering a window over another in order to achieve what you want, for example. So, or different ways to engage the student, things like that. So we've just got to get creative and kind of customize an approach that really does work for you. To end this Google Meet, all we have to do is click end call. But I really want to highlight the importance of this because remember, it's just in a Google a browser window, right? So if you've navigated away and you're over here on your calendar, if this red button is still on, that session is still open. So as soon as your therapy session ends, it is incredibly important that you end the call, because otherwise your student will continue to have access to your shared screens, to your webcam, and we can't have that. And on another note, your district might be gathering report data from the back end of the software for session data, things like that in terms of duration. So there's many reasons why it's important to end the call. Just be mindful of that and make sure you end the call, and then it is done.